clearly put a floor, and at the moment just 1.25 down. That could have been any other day actually. So 7850 has been held on the Nifty. Incidentally, all the NSE indices will now start with Nifty. That's a major rebranding exercise that gets launched today, starts today. So you would have a Nifty Auto Index and a Nifty PSU Index. So everything instead of CNX starts with Nifty. For these and other issues, Chitra Ramakrishnan, the Managing Director and CEO of NSE, joins us. Good morning, Chitra. Very good to have you with us from the NSE studio itself. Well, before I get to the rebranding exercise, I wanted to ask you something more about actually business. Since we are meeting on Diwali day, do you think that this, from Samvat to Samvat, we are going to see more launches in the commodity space? The big event that is hitting the capital markets is the merger of FMC with SEBI. Is that going to be the area of outsized growth, commodities, and do we see more offerings from your group?
So good morning and a very, very happy Diwali to all of you and to all your viewers, and a prosperous Dhanteras today.
Thank you.
As we speak, you know, I think this merger has certainly been something of a great policy relevance. In fact, even in international regulatory forums, this is something that's been looked at very appreciatively. It gives an opportunity for all financial assets under the same umbrella to have a developmental path guided by the regulator. So from that perspective, definitely it creates a lot of synergies in the market and can be a great area of growth.
Okay. Chitra, hi, good morning. Happy Diwali to you. Now tell us a little bit more about the rebranding exercise, and more importantly, you know, mobile trading has become the new buzzword. The number of people using handsets to trade has gone up substantially in the last 1 year. What is NSE doing in order, anything new that NSE is doing in order to facilitate that?
So on the rebranding first, I think we had shared with all of you that Nifty completed 20 years this year. And as a mark of the 2 decades of Nifty, we did a series of events to understand where we can take Nifty and its family of indices in the next few years. As we all know, Nifty has become a proxy for investment in India. It has become a national brand. It is a global brand. A lot of assets built around the Nifty class. So naturally, it is a name that has inspired confidence and credibility in investors in the market. And as we reflected at that, we felt that it was the most appropriate to make Nifty the mother umbrella brand around which the family of indices will be created as we go forward. And of course, rebrand all the current indices that are there in our family. That was really the thought process in this entire exercise. So CNX Nifty becomes Nifty 50, and Bank Nifty becomes Nifty Bank, and Nifty IT, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Interestingly, a lot of assets have been created on Nifty for retail as well as institutional. In fact, the ETF class on the Nifty and its series of indices has been one of the most painstaking efforts that we have taken over the last decade to truly make Nifty a universally accepted basis for investment in the market. And this is a very interesting trend, I think, going forward. It will enable us to bring in a lot of the savings into the market and grow and benefit from the prosperity of the markets too.
Okay, so apart from the ETF that you've done, yeah, go ahead.
Now, as far as the technology and the mobility is concerned, you're absolutely right. And you know what, internet trading left unpenetrated over the last decade. We are hoping that mobile trading will help us take it to the next leap and truly to the hands of investors in India.
Okay, one quick question. We're running out of time, but apart from ETF, anything else that, you know, that the retail community can look forward to? Because this year has not been great for retail investors. The market is down about 6%. How is NSE planning to sort of increase retail participation into the markets?
You know, we've been very strong believers that indeed ETF is the absolute first step that retail takes for coming into the market. And, as a passive investment vehicle, as a low-cost vehicle, you cannot really think of a more appropriate product than that. And that's why over the last 10 years, if you've seen so many awareness and education programs around ETF, in fact, it's a validation and a vindication of that point that today EPFO money comes in through the ETF as first steps in the market. So I really think that we can build this as a mass savings product for us. Nifty and its family of indices can provide the diversity as well as the accessibility for investors to come into the market.
All right, Chitra, we leave it at that. We would have loved to chat some more, but we've completely run out of time. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, that's the word coming in from NSE. We leave the market